Hey everybody, I'm Griffin, and this is Theta, and this is a death battle! No, that's not our intro. Welcome to Stone-Faced Reactions, where we watch videos and then don't react to them whatsoever. Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone-Faced Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we're here to spin the wheel and just see what we get. It could be death battle, it could be superpowered beatdowns, it could be movie analysis. Let's see what we get. And it's Excalibur versus Raiden, another superpowered beatdown, I believe.
I think Super Down is blue, isn't it?
Good question. Versus Raiden. Let's see what we get. It is actually a death battle. Yeah, there we go.
Huh, not one I
Cybernetic
got on my
assassins.
list. I've got to bring it up manually.
All right, so I'm the one who lost this time. I'm not quite certain who was. Oh, Excalibur is from Warframe. Oh, that actually makes this very difficult, because I was about to say this is probably just hands down for Raiden in general, just because he's so cool, but, Warframe is kinda bonkers. That is a tough choice. You know what? I'm gonna go with my instinct. I'm gonna say Raiden is too dang cool to lose.
Cool.
So Theta, you get Warframe. You've played plenty of that, right?
I have played minutes of Warframe.
Whole minutes, everybody.
Yes, I have played most of at least one level.
As have I. I've played maybe a total of 4 hours at some point, and went, you know what? Maybe this isn't quite the game for me. But the sliding, that's really cool.
That's part of the problem for me. I like
Cuddy.
when I play games like I'm gonna say I don't know how to preface like games like that. Not even games like that. The only thing I can attribute to even close to it, would be like Borderlands or something like that. As I like to be slow and methodical, so either I
Mhm,
like take the heavily shielded character who can set up a kill position from anywhere, or a sniper type character
mhm.
where I can sneak up and then run away.
Right, and Warframe is very much about going fast and being cool.
Yeah, going fast,
So
which
very
make
much the opposite of your entire play
yeah,
style, so I can understand
I
that.
don't have a good speed aim ability, so I'm very much either I'm gonna be fast and miss everything, or I'm gonna be fast and just die. So it's not a game for me.
Mhm. Meanwhile, while we're here, I suppose, given our lack of experience, we don't have a whole lot to say about Warframe, do we? Unfortunately. But we're gonna get a whole bunch of that once we, get started.
Other than Excalibur here kind of has the same helmet as our main guy from, not our main guy, guy we've been talking an awful lot about from Gundam.
Mhm. Meanwhile, Raiden here, has a whole bunch of swords that basically just cut through anything. He takes on giant robots on the regular. He's super fast. He's basically a cybernetic assassin. And he has an alternate personality where he's just goes on a murderous rampage.
Has no problem fighting naked. Has fought without arms before.
There you go. So he's got a lot going for him, and really just comes down to how absolutely bonkers Warframe is in comparison.
I have no
Uh,
idea, but you've forced my hand.
yep. So I say let's just go ahead and watch and see what happens.
I mean, not a lot of commentary we can give. I think we've all seen that one, at least the one scene of Raiden. Uh, what are those things called? They've
Metal
got,
Gears.
well, yeah, but they've got a specific, they're Metal Gear something. The ones that scream like aquatic creatures.
I'm not sure what those are specifically called, but the primary thing I remember is the "Standing Here" song and "Punching Armstrong" a lot.
Oh, I was gonna say the one where he attaches wires to them by his feet and does like a breakdance spin and hurls them through the air.
Hell yeah.
I think everyone's seen that one at the very least. I think it's in the
Uh,
same racing game where he loses both arms and Zoro puts it in his like the Zoro's kind of holds it in his mouth and just fights everybody sword style that way.
all right, everyone, come back here next time for Metal Gear Revengeance in our new Let's Play.
I mean, if you want to play it, not sit in the back ass commentary about it.
Gosh, I got plans to maybe start playing all the Metal Gear games, just because now I'm like, oh, maybe now I finally understand them.
I mean, I would be down to streaming it with you, only if you started with the Nintendo one.
Oh gosh, I was thinking starting with the GameCube one, but
As I said, start from the very. Hey, look, the same way that I did a Final Fantasy series, gonna pick it back up again at some point. I started from number 1, the shittest of the well, number 2 is the shittest of the bunch, but I started from the beginning. You got a Metal Gear from the Nintendo.
right. So we'll go ahead and talk about those plans later. But for right now, let's go ahead and watch a death battle.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Warframe.
Don't miss Warframe's highly anticipated digital event, TennoCon, on July 16th, where players and attendees will be treated to a slew of first-look reveals.
Oh boy, can't wait to wait. This could actually be
expansion, the Duviri Paradox.
You can join through Twitch.
Did this already happen?
Highly valuable drops.
What year is this?
Probably.
Rare Titania Prime.
I would assume it already has.
We're always a little bit late on these.
Wiz, what are you doing in here? It's our day off.
Oh, just conducting some research. I've discovered a Tenno foundry in the process of crafting a new Warframe. I'm just about wrapped. What are you doing here?
Sometimes I have these horrible nightmares and I just wake up here in a cold sweat. I don't even think my car's
Just
in the
playing
parking lot.
MMOs deep into the night.
But what you're doing sounds way more interesting. So tell me, what Warframe's your favorite?
Oh, a scientist.
But I think this is the ad part.
Oh, bullshit. Our job is the equivalent of banging action figures together. You've got to have a favorite.
Fine, if I had to pick, I'd go with the very first Warframe ever created, the death-dealing techno-organic ninja Excalibur.
You mean he's a cyborg ninja? Like Raiden from Metal Gear?
What? No, they're not technically cyborgs. More
You
like
know,
superpowered biomechanical vessels that are unlike
we already
anything
knew
I've ever
this was
seen.
Excalibur
Trust me,
versus Raiden.
This is gonna get crazy, so
But-
spoilers ahead.
Yeah, just give me the horror.
He said,
already, Wiz.
my
Long
favorite
ago
is
in the
Excalibur.
Origin system,
And I
the
thought to
Orichan
myself,
Empire discovered the
huh,
Void, an
he didn't pick the
extra-dimensional
one from
spatial
this
realm that
episode.
allowed for travel across the
I'd already forgotten.
However, when they sent the first colony ship
goldfish memory here.
The Void
We were
drove
both
all the
guilty.
adults on board into an
Well, my first thought
insane
was,
murderous
what was the
frenzy.
Warframe I was trying to
Sounds like
play?
my first wedding
It was the
reception.
Archer one.
Okay. The children,
And then I
though,
completely
absorbed
forgot
the
what
Void's energies,
Warframe
imbuing
I was
them with the
voting.
powers they needed to
You
defend
saddled me
themselves
with.
against their mad parents and survive. When the Zeraman 10-0 emerged from the Void, the children were permanently changed. They had become the Tenno.
Well, I'm sure those traumatized little whippersnappers received only the best of care.
If only. Instead, the Tenno were taught to use their Void powers to control Warframes through a process called transference. But their abilities were so powerful that the Orichan grew to fear the Tenno and tried to have them destroyed. The Tenno were hidden from the Orichan and put into a deep
Space
sleep.
superheroes.
That is, until one day, they were reawakened to defend a war-torn Origin system guided by their adoptive mother, the Lotus.
So they're basically sci-fi child soldiers.
Sort of. Though the Lotus does care deeply
I hear those
for
are
her
very
adopted
successful.
children and has devoted her efforts to protecting as many Tenno as
Literally
possible.
never lose
There
or
are almost
die.
50 different Warframes currently out there, each with their own unique abilities and combat styles. But I think that the very first created Excalibur is the deadliest.
He's kinda reminded me of someone.
A master swordsman with his razor-sharp skana, Excalibur is an expert at racking up quick kills faster than the eye can track. He's unmatched.
I don't know,
in
my
skill
eye
and
tracked
precision
that
with
pretty
the
well.
blade.
Yeah, I saw all
When
those.
augmented by his unique ability.
It just needs to be
Radiant
going at like
Blind, which
1.5
releases a
times
flash of
speed and
light
it'll
to
look like
incapacitate
even
nearby
more
foes.
impressive,
Or
that's all.
Radial Javelin,
Well, no.
which blasts out
The
a wide
bad
burst
guys
of
have to be
energy
moving
spears.
super
But his
slow,
greatest and
so
most
then he
iconic
moves
is
at normal
easily the
speed,
Exalted Blade,
which makes
a
us-
sword of light that
so
can
we
slice
think he's
just
moving
about
super
anything to
fast.
pieces. You don't get much
Ah,
cooler
right.
than that.
Huge-ass laser guns, Wiz.
Giant
Huge-ass
explosion.
laser guns automatically make you cooler.
Funny you should say that. While individual Warframes like Excalibur may specialize in certain fields, they all have access to an incredible suite of futuristic weaponry, like the Nucor, which can fire concentrated beams of microwaves, literally cooking you from the inside out, or the Glaxian, which halts molecular vibrations entirely, freezing you in place. There are guns that fire
See, that
radioactive
gameplay there
plasma,
seems
toxic
incredibly
barbs, and
slow
even
versus
acidic
what I've
needles.
compared.
He has,
I'm used to
Right,
seeing.
they're just doing
over
test chamber
500
stuff.
different named weapons.
Man, he sounds like a one-man army.
Oh, you think that's crazy? Excalibur can call down an Archwing, basically a futuristic space jetpack with missiles, force fields, and even the ability to fire miniature black holes.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty powerful.
While Warframes usually battle alongside one another, they have had the occasional head-to-head scrap, where they've exhibited the durability to survive even the most powerful attacks that other Warframes have to dish out. For example, blasts of concentrated antimatter from the Warframe Nova.
Sounds pretty unstoppable, but I think I have someone in mind that might put that to the
On
test.
one hand, they're
Okay, do you really
unstoppable.
wanna
On the
talk
other
about
hand, they
Raiden?
get shot
Is
like
that what
6
this
times
is?
and they're
Come
down.
on, Wiz. Child soldier, half robot assassin.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when I tried to play, I got
gloriously
stopped.
Steel. It's a perfect match. Raised from childhood to be a trained killer in the war-torn streets of Liberia by the future president of the United States, Jack never knew what it meant to control his own destiny, to live his own life. The only thing he knew was how to kill, and he proved it when he accomplished one of the greatest feats in video
Jack the
game
Ripper.
history, surviving the absolute mindfuck that was Metal Gear Solid 2. Legions of angry fanboys be damned. Solid Snake was yesterday's news. This was Raiden. Birthday suit and all.
Too bad for him that a shadowy extra-governmental body known as the Patriots captured him and turned him into a cyborg for their own complicated purposes. Even after the Patriots'
That's the
downfall,
best way to
Raiden
explain it.
struggled to build a life
It's
that he could call his own,
complicated.
pulled between his sense of justice and his genuine ecstasy for war.
Well, at least he's got to put his weeb skills to work with the weapons he's pulled off the corpses of all the poor souls that dared mess with him. He's got dystopia, a magnetic
say,
side that pulls you
despite
towards your
how
enemy,
cool and
or
awesome he is,
l'étranger.
he's still not even my
I forgot you
favorite
said
Metal
that
Gear
right.
Which is a
character.
convertible staff/whip combination made of arms.
I need to like get into it so I can develop a favorite character, but he is just plain cool.
Unfortunately, my favorite character's name suddenly escaped me. He's named after a large cat, though.
I have to
Ocelot.
admit,
There we
Revolver
go.
Ocelot.
blades
Revolver
are marvelous.
Ocelot is always
They
my favorite.
vibrate at such high speeds
Specifically,
that
though,
you
He
can
has
in
all
the-
the recessive
structures of metals
genes.
on
Well, I
contact,
mean, specifically
greatly
in the
increasing their
flashback
cutting ability.
game.
It's basically robot kryptonite, if that makes sense.
Even with
Where
his
you see
original
young version of
high-frequency
him
blade, Raiden could cut through massive
doing
metal
like the
gears
gun
like
spins
tissue
to kill
paper.
the deadly
And
bugs
of
that are
note,
surrounding
those
him.
metal gears were not made of ordinary steel, but carbon nanotubes, one of the strongest materials known to man. The bonds between carbon atoms are incredibly strong, which means that the tensile strength of carbon nanotubes is greater than even the toughest metals, like titanium. Using the high
Yeah,
end
but
of
incredibly
potential
hard
shear
to make,
strengths,
which is why we
slicing
don't
clean
mass
through a
produce them even
building-sized
today.
Metal Gear Ray would
Yo.
require an energy equivalent to, at most, 100 kilotons of TNT.
And the Murasama is red.
This
which
is how much
makes
we
it
need to
even
explode
cuttier.
Raiden
How
with.
else would he have had a chance against our Lord and Savior, Senator Armstrong, and his nanomachines, son? Unlike those Beltway pansies, this hulked-out Ayn Rand can hit the ground so hard it splits lava. He was somehow a vastly more difficult boss than the stadium-sized Metal Gear Excelsis Raiden tore to shreds minutes earlier. Don't F with this, Senator.
That is, unless your nickname is Jack the Ripper.
Raiden spent years fighting for justice and denying who he really was inside, and it took his battles with Desperado enforcement to finally realize it. He's a killer, plain and simple, and he lives to test his skills against others.
When he enters Ripper mode, any last shred
Putting
of
on the
inhibition
cool
leaves his
mask.
body, and his strength and skill skyrocket.
And that's exactly what Armstrong saw in Raiden. Living proof of his philosophy in action. Someone who pulled themselves out of hell with nothing but their determination to survive.
But Raiden did not see it that way. Just because he had to fight for survival doesn't mean the whole world had to. And it was only through an act of generosity from Raiden's slain rival, Sam, that he managed to win.
His sword may have been a tool of justice, not used in anger, but the Murasama wasn't that sword, and with it he ended Armstrong once and for all. And
Just all the
lived
cool
the rest
beats
of his
right there.
life on his own terms. Look, I know we're just shooting the shit, but Raiden would definitely kick Excalibur's ass.
You've got to be joking. Maybe I didn't sell it well enough with my spiel, but Warframes like Excalibur are unbelievably powerful, on a whole other level from cyborg ninjas like Raiden.
Oh yeah? We're in the lab, we've got the research done. Prove it.
I mean,
Okay,
you didn't
Gumer's impressive,
say
sure, but
a
Excalibur's
lot of
futuristic arsenal
Raiden's
is
shit either.
hundreds of years more advanced and leagues more varied. Raiden
They-
would just be
he had like a whole
overwhelmed.
bunch of weapons listed, but they went over pretty quickly.
Well, I mean, like,
What matters most, and
they said
considering his
stadium-sized
weapons are
thing, but I
mostly
mean,
metal,
that thing
it
is
won't be
fucking
any
huge
trouble for Raiden to
and
melt
powerful.
right through him with the
Here he is
Murasama,
casually cutting down
especially
missiles
with how
firing
crazy
at him.
fast he
I mean, I
is.
can't say if they
Raiden can
skipped
run
a lot
up
of
walls
Warframe
and
shit, because I
break
don't know
dance with leggy, mooing
Yeah,
robots
the thing
attached
brought
to
up
his
earlier.
feet. He can slice bullets out of
50
the air,
frames,
even
500
boost his gadgets
weapons.
with blade mode, where the entire world slows down to a near stop.
Well, sure, Metal Gear characters like Revolver Ocelot can shoot bolts of electricity out of the air with regular pistols, which is probably around
She's the best
hundreds of
character.
times faster than sound. I guess that counts as fast.
Oh, please, that's nothing! Raiden can increase his perception to the point that raindrops around him aren't even moving. That might not seem as crazy at
That is
first glance,
entirely
but
just
also able to
dramatic
swing his
effect,
sword
though.
Dozens of times, while time is almost stopped. By my calculations, that'd be about 11% the speed of light.
Oh, is this happening? Is this actually happening? You want a
Raindrops
calc off
fight
big guy?
fall at
Well, let's go.
11% the speed of
Excalibur
light.
can literally block a beam.
Well,
of
if they're
light
not
with
going to
his
move,
sword.
that's how
Judging by
fast
the
you have to
distance it
move, I
moved Relative
guess.
to how far the light beam traveled, Excalibur had to have been swinging at 9% the speed of light.
Calc King dethroned. Look at me. I'm the math boy now.
Look, speed is only
Are we not
part
gonna bring
of
up the fact that
picture.
Raiden
Another
walks
Warframe,
around and fuck me
Atlas,
pumps?
was strong enough to smash apart a giant asteroid. Now, Excalibur may not be one-punching asteroids, but he's proven more than capable of wiping out entire platoons of elite soldiers.
But remember, Wiz, you said it yourself. Robot Kryptonite. All old Jack needs is one good swing of that Murasama, and Excalibur's getting sliced to pieces. You really think your Warframe can take on a pure-blooded killer like Raiden?
Oh, you really think your cyborg ninja can take on a
Oh,
ghost
Excalibur's got a
soldier
pet.
from the future?
Well, I guess we'll never know.
Forever a mystery.
No way to determine a winner.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Oh yeah, I could definitely go for a beer right now.
No, you idiot. Let's settle this the old-fashioned way.
Oh, yeah! It's time for a death battle!
Death battle!
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Warframe, but let me ask, Wiz, what is Warframe exactly?
Warframe is a free-to-play online action game set in an ever-changing sci-fi universe with a passionate community of more than 70 million registered players worldwide.
That sounds awesome! What's it about?
You play as the Tenno, an enigmatic race of ancient warriors capable of tremendous agility, speed, and superpowered abilities. Wield an arsenal of more than 600
I don't know, it feels like it'd be more
weapons,
fun to play as one of the
including
other
blades, guns,
guys.
and more.
That sure sounds like a ton of fun, eh?
I mean, seriously, maybe you die in one
You
hit, right?
follow an
But
epic cinematic
what if
quest
you
that
were
combines a personal story
one of those guys
self-discovery with an
way deep in the
action-packed
stage,
space opera?
you'd be
Embark on
ready
missions
to
that involve ninja
set
with
up a
acrobatic
sniper
shooting and melee,
post,
personal space
take
fighting,
out that
open world
guy.
exploration, collaborative
At this
spatial
point, you're
combat,
just
and
inventing
more.
the board game Ogre, where it's one very powerful thing versus an army of others.
Yep, you play
It's just
Ogre
you're
and
playing the
Ogre.
RTS side.
Digital
Well, no, you
Extremes is
play
giving
the
Death
Ogre and
Battle
Ogre.
viewers
I don't know
their
what you're
very
about.
own free collection of
Also,
Excalibur-themed items.
I don't
Until
know.
July 19th,
I was like,
go to
typically in Ogre, it's
warframe.com
Ogre
or
versus
visit
Ogre,
the
but you
in-game
can play
marketplace
Ogre
and
versus
use
smaller
promo
tanks
code
as well.
WFDeathBattle
Assuming you're talking about
The
tank
Death
Ogre.
Battle Excalibur item
Yeah.
Which is a
collection
really
includes a
weird,
special Excalibur
obscure
helmet,
pull.
deadly powerful weapons, and more.
It has been on my radar for some obscure reason.
I mean,
That's
I
for
brought it
sure.
up a long time ago. I don't know if you knew it back then, though. That's 70s to 80s strategy board gaming.
Big 3D city. And the 3D printer.
A 3D eye.
Doctor, are you seeing this?
Tenno, an enemy is ahead, and that foundry is crafting a warframe.
There we go.
Straight to the point. Metal freaks like you usually got a monologue first.
I don't know a Warframe that's ever talked.
There we go. We're going straight to absurd ninja battles, which is awesome.
His sword, it's weakening yours.
And we got the slide too, the most important part.
Infinite ammo.
Yeah, I don't know what twin bullets are gonna make a difference in a fight.
They probably aren't necessarily.
Yes, I'm in. Mr. Raiden, sir. Or can I call you Jack? Big fan.
Who the hell? I'm busy here.
Yeah, I guess if the Excalibur is
Just
being
listen. You'll never expect
distracted
your
constantly.
secret weapon.
Alright, listen, he's definitely hiding in the cardboard box.
Get out of here!
Oh, this is more entertaining with them interrupting.
Just a little bit.
Doctor, it's time to let her rip. This is why I fight. Survival of the fittest. The rules of nature.
My child, you're not done yet. I'm searching your Warframe's power systems.
So
There we go. Final second power up. What do we got? Laser beam. It had to end like this. Oh.
Excellent work, Tenno. Now for the foundry. Oh, it's finished.
KO!
Shock
Brought
one up
to you
for the
by
Cal King,
Warframe.
the math boy
Yeah.
is back.
Oh, infinite ammo, Wiz! He had infinite ammo!
Sure, and yes, that is 100% indisputably canon, but there was a lot more going on here that eventually gave Excalibur the win.
I guess so. Both were super skilled swordsmen and ninja, and their speeds were almost even, so the fight was ultimately gonna come down to whose tech was better. And I've gotta say, it looks like Excalibur just had a lot more to pull from.
The space
Warframes
future is
have
technically
access to
more
an absolutely
advanced.
absurd amount of varied weapons. Despite Raiden's unique armaments, they were never going to stack up in sheer quantity. And consider specific guns like Glaxian, which can halt molecular movement, a direct counter to Raiden's high-frequency blade. While Excalibur may not always be carrying it, every Warframe is proficient with each of their over 500 weapons.
One blast of that, and Raiden might as well be working with a regular slab of steel. Excalibur was way stronger too. Sure, Raiden could cut through giant Metal Gear rays made of carbon nanotubes, generating up to 100 kilotons of TNT.
But not as much as Excalibur. Another Warframe, Atlas, was strong enough to smash apart a giant asteroid, meaning it would have to be at least 6 kilometers across, just like the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs.
Another
Now, Atlas did not
Warframe.
completely halt its kinetic energy.
Yeah,
By
that's
exploiting
a
fissures
different
within the
one, right?
asteroid, He was able to pulverize it to dust.
Arguably,
That means
if
his
that
punch had to
Warframe's
hit
name
with an
is
energy of at
Atlas,
least 46
strength
gigatons
is its
of
thing.
TNT. Sure, in case
Yeah.
Atlas is stronger than
Which means
Excalibur,
it's
but
not-
They fought and defeated similar enemies, so Excalibur would naturally have to be somewhere in Atlas's ballpark. Even
No,
if
it doesn't
Excalibur
have
only
to be
possessed
it.
1% of Atlas's strength, he'd still
This
be
is a
nearly
false narrative.
4,000 times stronger than Raiden.
Fake news.
That's pretty consistent with the energy output of Nova's antimatter blast too. Warframes.
I understand
are
that I
just
won.
tough.
Furthermore,
I'm just
even
saying.
with the high-frequency blades
You won,
and
you're still
ability,
angry.
it
There's
cannot
no
cut
making
through
Theta happy.
everything.
Because the
Raiden's
research is
original
bad.
blade actually shattered against Armstrong's super hard skin and required the stronger Murasama to finish the job. Against a foe vastly more durable than anyone Raiden's ever faced, it's unlikely the Murasama would score a kill in time.
Even if Raiden got enough hits in to break Excalibur's shields and eventually land a fatal blow, the Tenno operator piloting would still survive unharmed.
Raiden put up a valiant effort, but Excalibur's
Doesn't matter
And in the
if
next
the
episode, Raiden goes to
impressive durability
space.
and
Doesn't
raw
matter if the
power
operator
put an
still
end to the
survived.
silver-haired swordsman.
They don't have a weapon
Excalibur
anymore.
had the metal and the gear to make Jack R.I.P.
The winner is Excalibur. Told you so.
There you go.
Thanks
That's
for
your
watching,
win.
and thanks to Warframe
You win
for sponsoring
Warframe.
this battle. Quick disclaimer: Digital Extremes and the Warframe team did not dictate
So I definitely
the
did
victor of
enjoy
this
the
episode or even the matchup. They were fine with it going either way,
sketch
and
setup
we
they
wouldn't have
basically
accepted
had for
Oh, you
this.
talked over the
otherwise.
important
So
part.
we're really thankful to them for understanding this show. Remember, you can get a free collection of Excalibur themed goodies from Warframe.com.
Oh, you mean the
or
advertisement.
in-game marketplace with the
No, he
promo
was
code
explaining that the
WF-death
Warframe team didn't have any hand in
Don't miss out on
who
TennoCon,
won or not, and was
July
fine with
16th.
whatever.
Ah, there. Okay.
I'm Jocelyn, and I've been promoted. I'm about to do all the research nobody else
This
wants
is
to.
the advertisement.
Straight from the desk.
Oh,
of
this is-
Death Battle.
There we go. Well, that's Death Battle. you got nothing?
Never mind, I literally said everything during the explanation.
Alright then. Well, I'll go ahead and do the outro. So, I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and this has been Stone-Faced Reactions. We'll catch you at the next Death Battle, everybody. See you next time. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?